Sarah, that's a pretty weird-looking guitar you've got there.
This is my new guitar. I'd wanted something really big. The others weren't big enough. I want something that's going to be a real pain in the ass to carry to gigs, because it's not hard enough as it is.
Tell me about your piano and where you got it.
Okay. Well, I've been playing an upright. I bought an upright about a year ago because I'm not a piano player, and I love the sound of it, and I wanted to learn how to play piano. So I thought I'll get myself a nice piano so that I learn. Because I used to have years ago I had like an old out of tune brown one, which was great, but because it was out of tune, it wasn't inspiring. You know, it didn't occur to me, of course, to tune it. I was like, it doesn't work. Get rid of it. So I bought this sort of like shiny, you know, ebony black one, and I started playing that, and pretty much just this year I've been playing it and learning and doing lessons online and stuff. And then recently, when I moved to the country and the house was pretty big, so I was like, I need a piano in there as well, because I don't want to always have to come out to the studio when it's cold. You know, if I'm cooking dinner, I want to bust out a jam, I need a piano. So I put the upright inside, and then that gave me the excuse to buy this baby grand. So I've had this now only for a few weeks. I actually sold 2 of my guitars to buy it, because I thought it's too indulgent buying a baby grand when I'm not a piano player. So I sold a Gibson Firebird and a Maton Master Sound, and I put them on my Facebook, and I told everyone, I was like, hey guys, I want to buy a baby grand, it's super indulgent, so in order to justify it, I'm going to sell these guitars, who wants them? And people were like, yeah! Sold them straight away, and I was like, great, thanks. And then I showed them the picture of this, and I was like, look what I got. They were happy, I was happy, and now I just sit around like trying to learn how to play it. But how good does it sound? This room sounds really nice. Yeah, so I spend a lot of time now sitting around at this, and I've put it just so I can look out the window, look at the countryside and see what the alpacas are doing.
2018 was the 20th anniversary sumo tour.
Yeah.
How did that tour go?
Oh, that was great. The reason that I loved that tour was it was the first time since the 90s that our band took our band seriously. So we reformed in 2013 after a 10-year break, and no one really cared. We were like, oh yeah, you know, play a show here, play a show there, you know, when there was a good offer in. No one really put any time or care into what we were doing. You know, we'd sort of all moved on, and we weren't really sure why we were back together, but we were doing it anyway. And I don't really like doing things half-assed, and we were definitely doing it half-assed. We learnt 11 songs, and it's the same 11 songs we played at every show. If anyone, God forbid, anyone had a request, because we'd be like, you know, we can't play it, which is embarrassing. And then for the sumo tour, we were trying to work out what to do to make it special. Obviously, we had to play all of sumo, so we were going to have to learn songs that we don't normally play. But to make it more special, when we were putting it together, we're like, you know, it's got to be more than just playing sumo. I'm like, oh, you know, we'll also play an encore, you know, with some greatest hits. I'm like, yeah, there's that. But then we thought, why don't we make it like the biggest show we've ever done? Don't even have a support band, like we are the support band. And we'll play 2 sets, and we'll play everything. So it was so fun. Like we did like an hour and a half at the beginning, all of sumo, and then we'd have a half an hour break, we'd go away, we'll get changed, put a different outfit, and we come back on and everyone's still there, and they're like, yay! It was such a strange experience because I've never done 2 sets before. And the second set was all like greatest hits and rarities. So we played everything. We played all these songs that we'd never played. And to have the audience there already warmed up, they've already seen you. We started, you know, first set, because sumo is heavy, so our first set was dark and demonic, and we had red lighting, and, you know, it was all mysterious, we're dressed in black. And then the second set started with me in a white jumpsuit on the piano doing Second Son, you know, and it was like, then came out all the sort of more commercial stuff in the second set. But to have the crowd there, that you know they're warmed up, you've already connected with them, and then to walk out again and do it to the same people was a real spinner. It works really well. I loved it. It was exhausting because we played like 5 shows a week, like 3 hours a night. But after that, I loved the band. I was like, okay, I'm back. Let's not do this half-assed. That's when we decided we were going to start writing new songs, and there's a future in this for us because we do care about it, even though we thought that we didn't.
So tell me about the future of the band.
Well, now we're working on new songs, which is so exciting because I think we've been confused because sumo was really heavy, Jet Age was really commercial, rock music was kind of, well, I guess it was more commercial too, it was a little bit of both. But each record I've been doing the writing with a different guitar player. So we had a bit of an identity crisis as to, what are we? In our minds, we just always think that we're sumo, but that's what I've been knocking out of the band. Like, we're not, like Jet Age was one of our biggest records, and people like the more commercial stuff. I personally love it, and I find it so much easier to write. So we're discussing now sort of what direction to go in next, and we've got a couple of really heavy songs in the tank ready to put out that this is the plan anyway, we're going to put them out first and go, yep, okay, here's some new stuff that's really heavy and sounds like sumo, and then put a lid on that and then move into the sort of softer Jet Agey kind of vibe. So I'm really excited. I'm just writing around the clock at the moment. My brain is going a million miles an hour. I've got bits of paper everywhere and lists, and I'm really inspired. Can't wait.
You also released your 4th solo album, Rocky's Diner. The pros and cons of creating a solo album as opposed to a band
good
album.
Question. In hindsight, if I knew that the band were open to going slightly softer, I would have kept Rocky's Diner and done it for the Superjesus for sure. It's so much easier to work in a band than it is to work solo. Solo's hard. Solo's really hard, and it's expensive because you got to pay everybody. What you get in creative control, which is a joy, but you lose that in the hardship and the pressure of it all being on your shoulders and putting it all together. Also, you're starting from scratch. Like, I might be from the Superjesus, but people don't particularly want to buy my solo album. The new Superjesus record, great. Sarah McLeod solo, they'll be like, oh yeah, maybe not. It's just harder. But Rocky's was my favourite. Rocky's, out of everything that I've put out so far, Rocky's is my favourite. I have a very special place for Rocky's. Also because I wrote that in one concise songwriting stint. So I don't hear the labour in it. I don't hear the years and years of sculpting. I went to America. I took myself to New York in the middle of winter, got an apartment in Brooklyn, just shut the door and I said to everyone, I'm going to write a record and it's going to be 3 months. I started on the 1st of January and I just sat in this one room and wrote around the clock, and then I submitted the record on the 31st of March at 11:30 with all the titles, of the layout, all the links between songs. And there it is, like exactly. I was like, yes. But I love the fact it was all written together, so it sounds concise to me, and every word that's on there, I know exactly what I was thinking. I know where I was. I know what the stories are about. There was no sort of ambiguous, wishy-washy stuff that I used to fall back upon when I was in doubt. My lyric writing got better, and I think that's what I've been working on a lot in the last few years. Really honing what the hell I'm talking about and why. Not just putting interesting words in there because they sound good and they rhyme.
Apart from the guitar show this year, I believe you're doing some Parlour gigs later on in the year.
Yeah, the Parlour gigs are really fun because I get to go into people's houses and meet people who I don't normally get to meet. At gigs you don't really meet anyone. I sometimes go out afterwards and see if anyone wants anything signed and have a bit of a yarn, but it's not the same as being in someone's house. And people are really lovely to me, and I bring my dog and we have a little party. It's like I just get invited to people's parties and I get paid to do it. It's great.
What are you most proud of in your music career?
I'm probably the most proud of the fact that I'm still going. Of all of the ups and downs, and there has been a lot of ups and downs, because to be in the industry this long, you have to be patient and diligent and focused, and you have to be relentless in your pursuit of your commitment to your art. And you have to have like blinkers on, because so many people's opinions and so many bad things happen along the way. Like, I've had so many ups and downs. I'm writing a book about it because it's just, it's like disaster and triumph, like all at the same time. And it's not a question of, you really got to want it or anything like that. It's not even that. It's just, if you've just got to know that that's your path and that's what you do, and you just feel it. And I just know that that's what I do. And I could probably do something else. I'm sure I could find something else to do, but I don't want to, because I love doing this, and I know that I have a gift, and I know that I'm really lucky to do it for a living, really lucky. So I don't take that lightly, and I know that if people are going to invest in in liking my music, then I need to invest in myself as well and make sure that I put out quality material so that I keep everyone happy. And I'm just really lucky to still be doing it. Like, I've been in this game now for 25 years. And when we first started, I remember our manager saying to my mum, tell her to invest her money wisely and have a plan B, because music business, you probably got maybe 5 years tops. I'm still here.
Sarah McLeod, thanks for your time.
Thank you very much for having me.